Hello and welcome to Field Notes, and today I'm going to be sharing with you my fantastic story of graduation. So if you've been watching my videos for any length of time, you know that this was my last year as a university student. So my story of graduation starts at 7:50 a.m. on Friday when I had my first final. I then had a final immediately after that one, which was the hardest final of all of them. There was a bar crawl that Friday night, the night before graduation, which was set up by a couple of my friends who weren't graduating the following morning. I don't go out very much, so when this bar crawl came around with a bunch of my friends, I was gung-ho. I was so into, let's do that. That sounds like a college thing. Let's do that my last night as a college student. The actual graduation ceremony was scheduled at 9 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, and you were supposed to be there about 45 minutes before you had to walk, so that meant being up at about 6:30 to prepare to go and graduate. And I decided that this is going to be kind of a last hurrah. The bar crawl is kind of just a capstone to my experience at school. So I'm just going to go out, and if I stay out too late and I'm tired the next day, that, not a big deal. It's only one day, I can probably survive. My friend and DD drove me home at about 2 o'clock in the morning. So the next morning I wake up and I'm actually feeling alright. They don't actually tell you what to do on graduation. You just kind of show up with your little name slip and then figure it out. Usually you're good if you follow the band of people also wearing caps and gowns. So if you're going to graduate, just look for people in caps and gowns and you'll find your way around it eventually. I happened to spot a group of geology students and I was like, alright, I'm going to go hang out with them because I don't really know what I'm doing. But before I do that, I give all of my things to my parents. I didn't bring a bag. I didn't have, you don't have pockets in your graduation gown. I follow the geology students and we line up and we stand in line and we stand in line and we stand in line. And it's at about that time that I realize I am really thirsty. If I even have the vaguest thought that I am going to possibly be hungover in the slightest, I will just chug water, take ibuprofen, and I'm usually fine. But for some reason, on one of the most important days of my academic career, I decided to not only forget to take ibuprofen or aspirin before, but I didn't take anything when I woke up in the morning. We just are standing in this line and I realize that I have made a horrible mistake with not having anything to comfort me at all. We're walking in and all of a sudden I realize this is, they're playing Pomp and Circumstance. This is the walk in. This is like, do, 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 do. This is it. So we get, and there's this huge bank of seats and there's just a ton of kids in front of me. And I'm like, I'm not gonna have to go until way at the end. Because then, you're just sitting there and you're watching everybody, but then you yourself don't have to go until way at the end. You can figure out what you're supposed to do. Because I'll remind you, nobody briefs you. In high school graduation, they made sure you not only attended practice, but you knew exactly what you were supposed to do. They didn't send you any of that stuff for college. I suppose they figure once you have a college degree, you should probably learn how to walk up on a stage and shake someone's hand. Now, if you've never attended a graduation ceremony before, you won't know the magic that is watching somebody walk in with a ceremonial mace. Now, I'm standing watching them carry this mace in, and it strikes me as such a bizarre thing for a university to have. Maybe that's just me, but it struck me as odd, as an odd thing to factor into graduation. There is a lot of stuff that is going to go on before you even get a chance to think about it. We've got master's students, we have law students, doctorates, people who are getting hooded. I don't know what that means. I didn't know it was a thing. I get a lot of time to kind of process and figure out what I'm supposed to do. And you just hand them the thing and you walk up. When you are sick the next day, after a few drinks, there is always a point in the next day, for me at least, where I'm like, I am actually okay. 2 rows get up to leave, I go, this is it. This is the time. This is the moment where I am starting to feel better. Hallelujah, I don't even have to walk and be sick. It's about that time when the adrenaline really starts to kick in. I'm standing in line and I hand the guy my name. My name is super easy. Everybody before me had at least one part of their name that could have been mispronounced. My name is Jessica King. Those are two fairly common words, so I don't even have to worry about it. And I go to grab, all I have to do is grab the diploma and shake a hand. That's it. My thumb is now stuck in my diploma. Smile because they're gonna take your picture. And then you walk down this row of all of these people who you have no idea who they are or, you know, where they came from. You've never talked to any of them. You're gonna walk down, you gotta shake all of their hands, including like the president or the chancellor is in there. She was busy when I got to her, so I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna go. And so I walk down the stairs, and at the end of the rows where you kind of cut in between are two of my geology professors, and they're there to kind of support us and shake our hands as we walk past. I shake her hand, and it appears to me that she's going to hug me. Her body language suggested, let's hug. So I hugged her, and then I left, and I walked down, and I ran into some chairs. I'm done. That was it. That was terrifying, but I'm finished now. And I will be completely honest with you, I do not really remember from the point where I'm standing on the line to the point when I ran into a chair. That whole space of time is basically gone in my brain. Here, let's take a really momentous occasion in your life and not immediately think that's something you should remember. But I sit down and the adrenaline starts to go away. And as soon as I realize that the adrenaline is starting to go away, I get horribly sick. We have so much more to do. The only thing that kept me sane during that time was thinking, you are not going to be the girl who throws up at graduation. What am I gonna throw up into? My hat? So as I'm walking out, I'm looking around, I see my mom in the stands. You gotta wave to your mom in the stands because mom's there. Nobody else from your family is there still because they got the heck out of there. Walk out into this massive sea of graduates. If you will remember from the beginning of my story, you will know that I have given all of my belongings to my parents. How are you going to find anybody after graduation if you do not have your phone? Or have a game plan. Have a game plan as to where you're gonna meet everybody. So I get up on a hill and I'm standing on some rocks and I'm looking for my brother, who looks a bit like he's out of place because he always kind of looks like he's ready to go sail a Viking ship. They're gonna be able to see me. I got my crazy hair out, so if I can't find them, they'll find me. And I'm dying. It is so hot outside and I don't have any water. I'm feeling sick from being irresponsible and I just want to go home. But what do you do after you graduate? You take pictures. Take all of the pictures you can while you're fully garbed up, and they give you flowers. So I find them and they're giving me flowers, and I'm kind of regretting all of my decisions at this point to decide that I should have gone out last night. I never go out. Why did I decide that the night before I graduated was the night that I was gonna change that? So we get into the car, get some ibuprofen when I get home, and I lay on the couch for like 20-ish minutes and I feel fine. So here are some pro tips for graduation. 1. If you were gonna go out the night before you graduate, make sure you drink a lot of water. Make sure you're gonna take some ibuprofen. Also, pack a bag. Pack a bag of emergency things. If I could have done it over, that would have been the first thing I changed. Make sure you guys have a game plan at the end of the ceremony. But overall, have fun and know that this is gonna be a once-in-a-lifetime thing. So if you go out the night before and you have some fun, at least you have a story. Now, looking back, I'm glad that I did it exactly the way I did it. I hope everybody has a good day, and I will talk to you soon about field camp. Also, remember to like and subscribe and all that jazz. Leave me a comment down below. Okay, I'll see you later. Bye.